Schrödinger's cats has 4 different card types: alive cats, dead cats, empty boxes, and the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, which functions as a wild card. As well, there are cat physicist cards that each have different abilities that are playable once per game. Each cat physicist's ability will add exciting variables to in-progress experiments. If you are playing with the cat physicist cards, deal 1 at random to each player. The abilities on each cat physicist card can be used at any time during gameplay, but only once per game. This playthrough will cover 2 rounds of the basic game, not using physicist abilities. After shuffling, deal to each player the same number of cards as there are players. Everyone looks at their own cards. The player who dealt bids first. Because they have 3 dead cats and 1 empty box in their hand, player 1 bids 3 dead cats. Player 2 has 2 alive cats and 2 dead cats, so player 2 bids 6 dead cats. They place their 2 dead cats face up in front of them. They discard their 2 alive cats and draw 2 cards from the research deck. They draw a Heisenberg uncertainty principle and an alive cat. Player 3 has an empty box and they want to change the bid, but seeing player 2's 2 face-up dead cats, they are torn. Player 3 decides to risk it and bids 3 empty boxes. They do not place their empty box face-up in front of them, in the hopes of keeping their fellow players off guard. Player 4, having an empty box and a Heisenberg uncertainty principle in their hand, bids 4 empty boxes. They keep all of their cards in their hand. It's player 1's turn again. They look at their hand and see an empty box. There are 20 cards in play. They know what 6 of those cards are, their hand and the 2 dead cats on the table. Among the 14 boxes left, they think there's a reasonable chance there are at least 4 empty boxes, and since they've got 1, they decide to bid 5 empty boxes. Player 2 doesn't have any empty boxes, but they do have a Heisenberg uncertainty principle. They don't think there are 6 empty boxes among the 12 cards they can't see, but they know it's not out of the realm of possibility, since there are 8 total empty boxes in the deck, plus the 4 Heisenberg uncertainty principles. Player 2 hopes for the best and bids 6 empty boxes. Player 3 still only has 1 empty box, and they are pretty positive there aren't 6 empty boxes in play, as in player 2's bid. They decide to call. There are not 6 empty boxes. Everyone turns their hand face up, and all of the cards are counted. It turns out there are 3 empty boxes and 2 wild cards, making the total only 5 empty boxes. Player 3 was right. This means that player 2 is eliminated. Player 3 shuffles the deck and deals the next round. Because there are now only 3 players, each player is dealt 3 cards. The player formerly numbered 3 takes over the deal and starts the bidding, becoming player 1 for the purposes of this playthrough. Player 1 deals out 3 cards to each of the 3 remaining players. Player 1 has 2 dead cats and 1 empty box. They kick off the bidding at 4 dead cats. Player 1 also turns the 2 dead cats in their hand face up on the table in front of them. They discard their empty box and draw another dead cat. Sweet! Looking at the 2 dead cats in front of player 1 and their own hand, player 2 knows for a fact that there are at least 5 dead cats, counting their Heisenberg uncertainty principle, in play. They jump the bidding up to 7 dead cats. This is a risk, but player 2 is a gambler. Oh, it's on now, thinks player 3. They have no dead cats and no Heisenberg uncertainty principles in their hand. Player 3 calls. There are not 7 dead cats. All players turn their hands face up and count the cards in front of them. Oh, snap! Player 3 was right. With a total of 6 dead cats, not 7, player 2 is eliminated. Player 3 becomes the new dealer and bids first in the next hand. The winner of that hand wins the game.